Hello, star travelers. Have you ever dreamed of stealing an alien artifact that could save or destroy the galaxy? Or of embarking on an impossible mission full of dangers, betrayals, and moral dilemmas that would test your principles? Well, today I bring you The Stardust Grail, a science fiction novel that combines intergalactic adventures, ancient mysteries, and a race against time that will take your breath away. In this video, I'll tell you all about this incredible story, from former art thief Maya Hoshimoto, who is trying to leave her past behind, to her mission to find a lost artifact that could change the destiny of humanity and an alien species on the brink of extinction. Will she choose to save her friends or protect her own species? If you like stories full of action, complex characters, and exotic worlds that transport you to unknown corners of the universe, this book is for you. So get ready for an interstellar journey full of unexpected twists, galactic conspiracies, and impossible decisions. Ready to find out if Maya manages to find the Grail before it falls into the wrong hands? Stay until the end, because as well as the review, I'll give you my personal impressions and why I think this book is a must-read for science fiction lovers. And don't forget to subscribe for more book reviews that will take you to other worlds. Context and setting. A journey between despair and genius. The story begins with a man who wakes up in the darkness of a spaceship. His body is weakened. His mind is a puzzle of fragmented memories. And the only company he has is an automated voice asking him an absurd question. What is 2 plus 2? He doesn't remember his name. He doesn't know where he is. But as he regains consciousness, a terrifying reality begins to take shape. He is completely alone. His 2 crewmates lie dead next to him, still dressed in their spacesuits. As his memory struggles to reconstruct itself, a second discovery hits him hard. The ship he is in is not orbiting the Earth. It is more than 12 light years away, in a star system called Tau Ceti. But why is he there? How did he get there? Then the truth hits him like an asteroid. The Sunday is dying. An unknown microorganism called astrophage is absorbing its energy at an unstoppable rate. If nobody stops it, the Earth will face a mass extinction in less than 30 years. Asterisk, asterisk. Humanity's only hope lies in a distant star. Tau Ceti, asterisk, asterisk. It is the only sun in the vicinity of the solar system that is not being consumed by the astrophage. Something protects it. Something that could be the key to saving humanity. To achieve that hope, the Hail Mary was built, a ship specifically designed to travel to Tau Ceti and find answers. But this trip had a brutal condition. There was no possibility of return. It was a suicide mission. Asterisk, asterisk. And now, here he is, the only survivor of the crew. But then the most disturbing question of all arises. Why him? Asterisk, asterisk. Why is a simple high school teacher humanity's last hope? Something doesn't add up. And when he finally regains his memory, he will discover that the truth is even more terrifying than he could ever have imagined. Analysis of main characters. The loneliness of the unlikely hero. His name is Ryland Grace, an ordinary man, a secondary school science teacher. No military training, no expertise in space exploration. And yet, here he is, the only survivor of the most critical mission in human history. Ryland is not an astronaut. He is not a soldier. He is not a traditional hero. But he is a scientist. And now, he is the only person who can save the Earth. As fragments of his memory return, Ryland begins to piece together the story of how he ended up here. The astrophage crisis, humanity's desperate attempts to stop it, and the project that sealed his fate, Project Hail Mary. But here's the thing. Ryland didn't volunteer for this mission. He didn't want to be here. Yet, here he is, alone, in the vast, silent emptiness of space, with the weight of the world no, 2 worlds on his shoulders. However, Ryland's solitude does not last forever. In the endless void of the cosmos, amidst his despair, he discovers something impossible. He is not completely alone. Rocky, an extraterrestrial being, an engineer of the Iridian species, a civilization also fighting against the astrophage. Rocky is not an enemy. He is not a threat. He is a partner, a companion, two beings from entirely different worlds. Biology separates them. Culture separates them. Even the very laws of physics seem to separate them. And yet, they share the same destiny. They do not speak the same language. They do not share the same history. But they have something in common: a struggle, a mission, and the potential for a friendship that defies the limits of the known universe. Through their collaboration, Ryland and Rocky achieve what seems impossible. They build a language. They share ideas. They create solutions to problems that neither of them could solve alone. And in the process, they prove something profound. Even in the face of extinction, even in the cold, uncaring vastness of the universe, connection is possible. Trust is possible. Hope is possible. Together, Ryland Grace and Rocky show that heroes are not defined by their strength or their bravery. They are defined by their perseverance, by their curiosity, and by their willingness to form bonds that transcend all boundaries. Through their partnership, they not only fight to save their respective worlds, they redefine what it means to be a hero. In a universe that is vast and unforgiving, they remind us that even in the darkest moments, there is still the possibility of light. Plot and central conflict: a race against time. The mission is clear: discover why Tau Ceti is immune to the astrophage and find a solution to save Earth. But the situation is far more desperate than it seems. Ryland Grace is the sole survivor of the crew. His companions died before waking from the induced coma in which they traveled for years. Now, he is completely alone. On a ship designed for 3 people, facing a task that seems impossible, time is his greatest enemy. Every minute that passes, the astrophage continues devouring the sun's energy. On Earth, the days grow colder, crops are failing, and civilization edges closer to collapse. The clock does not stop, and Ryland knows he cannot fail. But amidst the despair, an unexpected twist occurs. Ryland discovers he is not the only one searching for answers in Tau Ceti. His ship is not the only one in this star system. And then, the unthinkable happens. Contact: an extraterrestrial being, an engineer of the Iridian species, is in the same situation. Its star is also being consumed by the astrophage. Its mission is identical: save its world. The problem is overwhelming. They cannot understand each other. One breathes oxygen, the other ammonia. One sees with light, the other with sound. Their biologies, their cultures, and their ways of perceiving the universe are completely different. Communication seems impossible, but if they want to survive, if they want to save their respective worlds, they have no choice but to learn to work together. As they collaborate, they discover there is something in Tau Ceti, something that could be the key to stopping the astrophage, but also a new mystery, one that challenges everything they thought they knew. Because the true enemy is not just the astrophage. The true enemy is something deeper, something they have yet to understand. And when they discover it, everything will change. The race against time intensifies, and Ryland and his new ally must face not only the limitations of physics and biology, but also secrets that could redefine their mission and their place in the universe. Analysis of style and narrative tone. Science as a tool for survival. This is not a story about legendary heroes or intergalactic battles. There are no chosen ones or superhuman powers. The key to Project Hail Mary lies in its approach. Andy Weir doesn't tell us a traditional science fiction story. He immerses us in a real problem with real solutions, where the only hope is not strength or luck, but ingenuity and knowledge. Ryland Grace is not a soldier, nor an adventurer, nor an explorer destined for glory. He is a man facing the impossible with the only weapon he has: science. The book is written in the first person, putting us inside Ryland's mind. Every thought, every theory, every failure, we experience it with him. We are not mere spectators. We are part of the struggle. But there is something more. In many science fiction stories, technology is almost magical. Spaceships travel faster than light without explanation. Universal translators instantly break language barriers. And machines solve every problem at the push of a button. Not here. Every obstacle Ryland faces is grounded in science. Every solution is a calculation, an experiment, a combination of chemistry, biology, and physics applied to survival. How does he obtain oxygen? He synthesizes it using chemical reactions on the ship. How does he analyze the behavior of the astrophage? Through tests, hypotheses, and constant trial and error. How does he communicate with a completely different form of life? Not with advanced technology, but with logic, patience, and pure creativity. Andy Weir's style is direct, detailed, meticulous, but it never loses its rhythm. There are no overwhelming technical terms, no unnecessary explanations. Everything we read is crucial to the story, and in the midst of despair, there is always something unexpected. Humor. Even when all seems lost, even in the most desperate situations, Ryland never lets go of his sarcasm, his humanity. This balance between drama, comedy, and science is what makes Project Hail Mary a unique experience. It's not just a story about saving Earth. It's a story about how the human mind, when faced with the impossible, finds a way to overcome it. Themes and unique elements beyond science fiction. At first glance, Project Hail Mary seems like a classic science fiction story. A man alone in space, a planet in danger, an impossible mission. But beneath this premise, Andy Weir builds something much larger. Something that goes beyond technology, beyond science, beyond a space thriller. This is not just a story about saving humanity. It is a story about what it means to be human. Human resilience in the face of the impossible. Ryland Grace is not an astronaut. He is not a soldier. He is not a hero. He is a science teacher who should never have been here. But when he wakes up alone 12 light years from Earth, with the responsibility of saving his entire species, he does not give up. He does not collapse. He does not let fear consume him. He thinks, he analyzes, he finds a way forward. It is not brute force that allows him to survive. It is logic, patience, curiosity, and in every obstacle he faces, in every crisis that brings him to the brink of failure, Project Hail Mary reminds us of something fundamental. When humanity is pushed to its limits, its greatest resource is not despair. It is its ability to adapt, friendship beyond species. When Ryland encounters Rocky, everything changes. It is no longer just a story of survival. It becomes something deeper. Rocky is not human. He does not breathe oxygen. He does not see light in the same way. He does not share a culture, a language, or even a common biology. But like Ryland, he is trapped in the same problem. His son is also dying. He too came to Tau Ceti searching for answers. Two beings completely different from each other, without a single word in common, with nothing connecting them beyond the instinct to survive. And yet they learn. They build a language. They teach each other. They discover how to communicate, how to trust, how to work together. What begins as a forced collaboration becomes something that transcends their differences. Rocky and Ryland are not merely allies. They are friends. And when the critical moment comes, when the mission demands a sacrifice, the question is no longer what they must do to save their respective planets. It is what they are willing to do for each other. Sacrifice for a greater good. Ryland never chose this mission. He did not volunteer. He did not sign up to save Earth. And when he discovers how he ended up here, when the fragments of his memory fit together and the truth is revealed, he understands something devastating. There is no way back. Sacrifice is a central theme in Project Hail Mary. Not just the sacrifice of those who sent this mission, but Ryland's personal sacrifice. Again and again, the story poses the same question. What would you be willing to give to save others? Your life, your future, your very humanity. And then, an even more unsettling question arises. What if you had to sacrifice someone else to succeed? Communication and the importance of mutual understanding. In science fiction, first contact with an alien species is often simple. Universal translators, devices that make any language instantly understandable. A quick fix to avoid the complexity of the problem. But Andy Weir does not make concessions. When Ryland and Rocky meet, they cannot understand each other. There is no instant translation. There is no technological magic. Only two beings with completely different biological systems trying to find common ground. The process is slow, primitive, a language built from scratch, using symbols, sounds, and patterns. And with every learned word, with every transmitted concept, Project Hail Mary reminds us of something essential. Communication is not just about language. It is about patience. It is about effort. It is about the willingness to understand the other, even when everything seems impossible. It is the bridge that allows two beings who should never have met to work together to save their worlds. Curiosity as humanity's greatest tool. From the very beginning of the story, one trait defines Ryland Grace. It is not bravery. It is not resilience. It is curiosity. When he wakes up without memory, his first instinct is not to panic. It is to ask questions. When faced with an unsolvable problem, he does not stop. He experiments. He tests. He learns. In a universe where fear could paralyze him, his need to know drives him forward. And ultimately, it is that curiosity that saves the day. Not strength, not luck, just the desire to understand. More than science fiction. A story about what makes us human. In the end, Project Hail Mary is not just a story about space. It is a story about intelligence, about friendship, about sacrifice. It reminds us that even in the most remote corners of the universe, what defines us as a species still shines through. The will to find solutions, the need to connect with others, the capacity to give everything for something greater than ourselves. And perhaps, just perhaps, it reminds us that we are not as alone as we think. Exclusive segments, defining moments of the story. Every great story has moments that elevate it beyond a simple narrative. It's not just about the conflict or the characters, but about those instances when everything changes. In Project Hail Mary, there are scenes that mark a clear before and after. Moments that take the story to another level and make it one of the greatest works of science fiction in recent times. Here are the three most impactful and memorable moments. The most impactful moment, the encounter with Rocky. Up to this point, Ryland Grace has been completely alone. No communication with Earth. No one to help him. No other option but to accept his fate. But then, something changes. Something impossible. Another ship. A structure entirely unlike any human technology. And the most incredible part, it isn't empty. Inside is another traveler, another being, another star system on the brink of extinction. This moment redefines the entire book. It is no longer just the story of a human on an impossible mission. It becomes the story of two species facing the same problem, two worlds teetering on the edge of destruction. And the only way to survive is together. Here, there are no space battles, no invasions, no intergalactic wars. Just two beings looking at each other across the void of space. asking the most important question of all. How do we understand each other? That moment changes everything. Best character and why. Rocky, the engineer from Arid. From the moment he appears, Rocky becomes the heart of the story. He is not human. He has no face. He has no eyes. He does not breathe oxygen or see light in the same way we do. Rocky is a creature covered in a material similar to metal. He moves through biomechanical structures with limbs designed for precision, not strength. But what truly makes him special is not his appearance. It's his way of thinking. The Iridians cannot lie. They cannot deceive. For them, trust is not a choice. It is an absolute principle. When Rocky says something, it is the truth. When Rocky makes a promise, he keeps it. And when Rocky calls Ryland friend, he means it in the purest sense of the word. What begins as an impossible barrier to communication becomes something much greater. First with sounds, then with words, then with ideas. And when the story reaches its most critical point, when one's life depends on the other, the friendship between Rocky and Ryland becomes the key to everything. Rocky is not just a memorable character. He is proof that no matter how different we are, what unites us will always be stronger than what separates us. The final sacrifice, the decision that changes everything. The entire story of Project Hail Mary has been a countdown from the moment Ryland woke up without memory. The question has always been the same. Will he make it in time? Throughout the story, he has found answers. He has discovered what makes Tau Ceti immune to the astrophage. He has worked with Rocky to design a solution. But when they are finally ready to return to their respective worlds, an unforeseen problem changes everything. Rocky cannot go back. His ship is damaged. He does not have the resources to return to his planet. And in that moment, Ryland must make the hardest decision of his life. Return to Earth and save his people, or stay behind and save his only friend. This is the essence of Project Hail Mary. It is not just a story about science. It is a story about sacrifice, about what we are willing to do for those we trust. Ryland makes his decision, and with it, he completes the circle of his story. Because it is not just about saving Earth, it is about doing the right thing, even if it means leaving everything else behind. That is the true moment that changes everything. If this story caught your attention, imagine what it will be like to fully immerse yourself in its pages. Project Hail Mary is not just another science fiction book. It's a challenge to the mind, a lesson in creativity and intelligence, an adventure that will make you question the limits of logic, laugh in the most unexpected moments, and, in the end, deeply reflect on what it means to be human. Don't let curiosity keep you waiting. If you want to join Ryland Grace and Rocky in their fight against the impossible, if you want to feel every discovery, live every unexpected twist, and witness every sacrifice that changes the fate of two worlds, click the link in the description and get your copy of Project Hail Mary. Now I want to know your answer. If you were in Ryland Grace's place, alone, lost in space, without memories, but with the responsibility of saving humanity, would you carry on? Or would you give up? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget, here we don't just analyze books, we explore the farthest reaches of the universe. I'll see you on the next mission.